Can you start?
Yes.
So, hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andriy Pelekh. I'm studying in Lviv Life National University. I'm studying management, and my project is about social networks, and I have handouts for you.
Thank you.
And first of all, I would like to ask all of you who is using any social networks. I mean, anything like Facebook, Одноклассники, Contact, anything. Please put your hands up. Okay, so I'm presenting you the social network for customers called Life. And first of all, before this presentation, I would like to introduce you to the great world of social networks, and I prepared some interesting facts for you. So, if Facebook was the country, it would be the third most populated country in the world, and even ahead of the United States. Every minute there is 24 hours of video uploaded on YouTube. There is 4 billion pictures on Flickr, and there is average number of tweets per day on Twitter is 27 million. Last year, 1 in 6 couples that meet through the social networks married. That's even more than in pubs or bars and any concert or something. And 95 of companies are using LinkedIn to attract employees for their employment. So, Life is free intellectual social network. It's free because people don't pay for the basic services. It's intellectual because it's using an innovational system of intellectual analysis. I will talk later about this. And of course, it's social network. Our mission is to unify all customers in one social network. That means that we are making a good environment for people to communicate and to use this our network. Our goals are to gain new customers. That means that people that are not using Life now will need to communicate with their friends that will be using this system, and they will start to use Life. Second is to gain loyalty and affection of present customers. That means that people that are using Life now will understand the huge perspective that we are giving to them, and will continue to use our network and Life operator. And the third one is to provide customers with only necessary information for them. That means that we are using that system, intellectual system of informational analysis. I will talk later. And the fourth goal is positioning of Life as the style of life. And that means that we will create the Life society, and people will understand. We need to make people think that how can we live without this before. Our tasks are, first is infrastructural development. That means that we need to make the engine for our network. We need programmers for that, but I'm quite sure that Life has them, so it wouldn't take a lot of resources. The second task is that we need to introduce the present customers to the network automatically. The third is that in the beginning, for the better spreading this network through the Ukraine, we need to support 20% of most active users financially. It's based on Pareto principle, and that those 20% will then advertise it between their friends, and we also should diverse this through the regions of the country to better advertising. Also, we need to inform people through SMS, MMS, and existing services of Life. Also, we can use unified bonus loyalty program. Already, we can connect it with the program that is already used in the company. Also, the next 3 steps are connected with the system. I will talk later about them. So the two last are creating Life society through making this network, and people will communicate between each other. And the last one is organization of cultural and entertainment events for all social groups. That means that we can create live concerts, some sport events, art events, and things like that. The three steps that I talked before are the steps of intellectual system of informational analysis. The first step is to use analytical methods of informational structuring. That means that we have to structure all gathered info and user activity. The second is that we need to analyze this info, and the third is that we are informing our users only with the info that is vital for them. The system, I have two examples of how does this work. The first one I will draw you on the flip chart. For example, this person A and person B. And person A is often communicating with this person, like, for example, calls or SMS, MMS, anything. And the person B is, for example, it likes jazz music, and it's often attending some jazz events, or is active in some jazz community group or something like that. Then system analyzes this information and automatically sends the short invitation for the person A to attend the event, or to connect to the existing jazz group or anything like that. This system can be used in any field. And my next example is on the presentation. This is John. John has 300 of friends, and 5% of friends are stated their willingness to go to the festival. The amount can be set manually. It will be made in the engine, and it will be not like hard to set the amount that you want. Then John automatically receives the invitation to go to this festival because some of his friends are going. I want you to understand that it's not like now it's made on Facebook or any else, because the system analyzes this info, and it's not just a simple invitation for the event that people are setting the certain friends that they want to invite. The system makes this automatically and sends the short invitation. John presses yes, and he's going to the festival. Then the system automatically locates him at a certain period of time. It can be made through the GPS or through the existing base stations. You can see the short explanation on your page 4 on the handout. And then after the event, if the system sees that John was at a certain period of time in this place, the system asks if he wants to see some pictures. So, back to the project. Main competitors, yes, you know, they're Contact, Facebook, and Connect. They're main of them because they're the most quantity of users. According to the last research, you see the numbers. Contact is the biggest. It has almost a bit more than 16.5 million, 1,000 billion of users. And according to the first training that we had on our project, I remember that we had this number of users that are using Life. As far as I know, it's the number that SIM cards were sold. So prospectively, our social network LifePhone has 12 million of users. That means that even if 20% of users will use this, then we will be ahead of Facebook already. Finance questions. I wanted to talk a bit about some questions like what resources are needed for this, but in the lack of time I will tell you only how to earn money from this project. The LifePhone project is possessing itself like free, but we still have some points how can we earn money. For example, additional services. That means that people will pay money for gifts or for example, if we will invent some IPTV or something, we will talk later about services. We can sell corporate pages or groups to big companies. I'm quite sure that companies like Coca-Cola or Pepsi will for sure want to buy a group in the social network for advertising itself, because if we will have a lot of people there. Also we can sell user statistics, but everything according to the law. We can sell some personal info like what people like, where they go, and something like that. Also there is a perspective of payment service. We can start with something small like payment for the internet, home internet, payment for the TV, satellite TV or something like that. And there is perspective of live banking, but we need to think if the company needs it, or we can also connect it with some big already existing banking system. And simple advertising, personal or corporational advertising. Next is the small project overview. You can also read about it in your handout a bit. I want you to understand the system is based mostly on widgets, and that any user can create his own widget that he needs. And any programmer that created the popular widget can earn some money for that. Back to the services. There can be a lot of there are no any borders, and there are only most that came into my mind, these services. There are automatic messages sending to user phone number if the user is offline on the network, but we also need to prevent spamming and to think about how to do this. Maybe we can make like in the end of the day the user gets the simple message of statistics on his account. Also, automatic connection of users to interesting groups, directly connected with his activity widget, integration with email, YouTube or Twitter. Also we can make something like live on music, art, sport or radio channel, anything. There are no any borders. Next is the perspective that this project has is the huge integrated into life project, and people will just live with this project and wouldn't even imagine how can they live before without it. Also it can be integrated with the NFC technology, and that you can pay anything with it, with your phone and with this network. You can send money to your friends, or you can, for example, buy tickets to your train, bus, anything you need. Thanks for your listening. I can answer your questions.
How do you think? Ukrainian people are ready for this social network?
Yes, of course. Ukraine is in Europe, so I'm pretty much sure that will be. I mean, Ukrainian people are ready for sure, but Ukrainian maybe. I mean infrastructure, because that's nice idea that you can buy tickets to the bus, but in Ukraine it's very hard to implement because of our system. That's not about the people.
Ти вважаєш, що це питання технічне, не культурне?
Час?
Ну, хіба, скажімо, це питання лише технічне?
Ну, я вважаю, що люди просто звикнуть, це зручно.
Це не питання культури, що в нас ще немає?
Не думаю. Люди бачать, що це зручно, це просто простить життя набагато.
Я не знаю. По дуже багатьох своїх знайомих бачу, що незважаючи на те, що є безплатні там електронні платежі, банкінг, да? Тобто, тим не менше, багато хто бере квитанцію, йде в касу, йде в банк, платить комісію.
Тут можна сказати, на кого орієнтована просто як мережа.
Ну так, це орієнтовано на молодь.
На молодь.
Як народилася ця ідея? Чи є якісь аналоги інших компаній? Чи це сугубо там твій продукт?
Ідея народилася в тому, що є багато різних, я б не назвав це аналогами, є багато різних подібних сервісів, але вони всі якби окремо. Тобто є Foursquare, де відмічаються люди, куди вони ходять, там відгуки про різні заходи. є там просто соціальні мережі, є скайп, є імейл. Це все інтегроване в одне, і плюс в тому, що воно ще й зв'язане з мобільним телефоном, з мобільним оператором, тобто всі користувачі є активними і всі. Тобто, щоб бути користувачем, потрібно мати активовану сім-карту Life, яка хоча б робить один дзвінок або там в місяць, ну, наприклад. Тобто всі є активними. Там це автоматично зразу унеможливлює будь-який спам або якісь такі, як часто зараз зустрічають в соціальних мережах, незручності.
А чи не буде якраз оце і генерувати спам?
Ну, це можна легко контролювати, тому що у нас є готовий номер, який людина користується. Тобто можна просто легко його від'єднати і все.
Чи є ризик, що така система мережа не буде популярною? Тому що скільки таких є компаній інших, як Facebook?
І ризик існує, але ви бачили статистику, ну, тобто якщо люди почнуть ним користуватися, це просто піде хвиля, і ну, це в нашій часи дуже швидко все розвивається. Ну, тобто досягнути такої кількості абонентів, я не думаю, що буде проблемою для такого великого оператора.
А як пустити цю хвилю?
Ну, я розказував, ну, наприклад, ця от фінансова підтримка, там, бонусна програма, але люди почнуть просто між собою розповсюджувати і, ну, на мою думку, це не є великою проблемою, якщо вже існує така велика інфраструктура, як у Life. Це розповсюдити інформаційно не проблема.
Чи є ще запитання? Дякую.